Hi everyone, welcome to Rotten Rooms. This is going to be part 2 of episode 1 on the Pocono Plaza Inn, located in Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania. In episode 1, we looked at some of the history of the Pocono Plaza Inn as well as a few photos. I was able to find 2 positive reviews of the hotel that I read out, and then we looked at some of the negative reviews. I wanted to start this episode by talking about, first of all, some of the influences I have of why I wanted to do this channel. I'm a huge fan of Dan Bell. I love his Dead Mall series, Another Dirty Room. There's something I find soothing about his work. If you don't know who he is or haven't seen his videos, I really do recommend seeing that. Although chances are, if you are in the depths of YouTube finding my videos, then you probably already know who Dan Bell is. Also really like Bright Sun Films. That was also a big influence on me for why I did this. So if you don't know who they are, I really do recommend taking a look into those 2 channels. I found also another article on the drug and sex trafficking that went on there. This is, again, taking a look at the guilty verdict of the 2 men who were the owners of the hotel. Authorities say, where is that? According to the report, police officers at trial testified to multiple overdoses, some resulting in deaths, as well as numerous drug seizures, undercover drug purchases, and arrests at each hotel over a period of several years at the Pocono Plaza Inn. I think it was very helpful to the women who were involved in the case. We had so many victims come forward to us and tell their story. It's very heartbreaking for us as law enforcement to hear that story. For them to have to tell it to a jury is really difficult, said Officer Kim Lippincott. Just really terrible stuff here of what was going on there. Apparently it's a big issue in Monroe County where this is where the Pocono Plaza Inn is. There's federal grant money that was given to the county to try and combat these issues. But apparently this is something that has been going on for a long time there. It's really sad. Also found a few photos that I believe are of the Pocono Plaza Inn in Stroudsburg. We have a hallway here. I will say this: the carpet doesn't look terribly unclean. There's no like huge stain, and especially if there's a pool nearby, I would think see a lot of discoloring because of the chlorine, but I don't even really see that. So maybe they put in new carpeting. I'm not sure. I love this photo of the pool. I love this rock feature and all the shrubbery that they have around there. Obviously, it closes, it looks like at 10 p.m. based on this photo, the pool area. This is the outside of the fitness room and sauna. So they have a sauna. That's fairly nice. Looks like they have some video games over here too, like some racing games. It's pretty nice. And then here's another view of the pool from the second story. Again, I think that there's so much potential with this place, and I can just imagine being like 10 or 11 years old and my family wanting to go here. Maybe it's something we've gone to over the past few years. It's probably a really great summer trip location, is my guess, at least at one point. Maybe not so much anymore based on these reviews. So we're going to start by looking at IRBMK 2117 and what they wrote about the hotel in September of 2019. IRBMK gave it a 1 out of 5 and said, "It's the grossest hotel I have ever been to. Please read." Okay, so we understand this wasn't a high-end hotel, but honestly, this place should be condemned. It is by far the most disgusting, gross hotel we have ever been to. If I could give it no stars, I would. It looks like it was built in the 60s and nothing has been updated since. The hotel has a dirty, stained, smelly carpet from the rooms to the hallways. The ceiling tiles are so old and cruddy as the smell of mold fills the entire hotel to even the gross, dirty hallways. The room has this gagging smell coming from the AC unit that couldn't be healthy, as I was getting a headache. The beds are lumpy, and honestly, we left the hotel at 5 a.m. to check out early because we couldn't sleep with the smell from the room, and the worry that I was laying in bed and felt like, oh wow, what if there were bed bugs? The carpet felt so gross that you had to wear socks. The bathroom had someone else's hair in the tub walls. The sink area was dirty and stained. The pool area we dared not to go in as it looked so dirty. We had an event to go to that was held in this crap hole, otherwise we would have never went. This Bates Motel looking hotel was so bad, after no sleep we decided, screw this, let's go home. If we didn't live 2 hours away, I would have left the moment we got there. Honestly, worst experience in a hotel ever in our lives. Pennsylvania should burn this hotel to the ground. Beyond nasty, as the first thing I did coming home was take another shower. Do yourself a favor and skip this. Pretty strong words there. Wow, you can feel the passion this person has. RIAMIG also has, looks like 17 contributions. That's pretty good. RIAMIG stayed there in September of 2019, by the way. So same month that he posted this. Carrie W. wrote a review in August of 2019. Carrie gave it a 1 out of 5 and says, Pocono Plaza is terrible. I love the area, but I would not recommend staying at the Pocono Plaza Inn. They are terrible with communication and very untrustworthy. I left a smartwatch in the room and they stole it. I tried calling to tell them where it was left and they claimed they would call back. The phone call was never returned. I used the app to find my watch. I know it was there and they know it was. Shame on you and your staff. Now here's the thing, Carrie, and I'm not trying to make light of your situation, but you don't know that they stole it. So I don't know. I don't think you should be making that claim. You can say you think that they stole it. That's fair. You're allowed to have that thought, that suspicion. I use the app to find my watch. I mean, are you? I'm curious, Carrie, if you were able to find it and where you found it. I mean, obviously, if you found it in like the office at the hotel, then I would say, well, you have a strong case that someone there stole it. But you didn't really give us a lot of information. I'm curious as to what happened, Carrie. Please, if you ever watch this, let me know. I'd love to hear you out. LNK Traveler wrote a review in August 2019. LMK gave it a 1 out of 5 and said to avoid this hotel. This has been the worst hotel I have ever stayed in. If it wasn't that we were traveling on our motorcycle, I would have slept in my car. People doing drugs in the hotel and on parking lot. It stunk so bad. Trash everywhere. Needs to be vacuumed. Room was filthy. Only one light worked. Tub had mold. Bugs everywhere in our room. The so-called breakfast was bread for toast, only it had flies everywhere. Mold everywhere in the hotel. Pool had no towels, and it was filthy. Run from this place. If you have nowhere else to go, sleep in your car. It should be shut down. Staff had attitudes and not helpful at all. So, looks like on every level LMK had issues. It smelled bad, it was unsanitary, the breakfast was terrible, and then, I think the worst thing that a hotel can do is have bad service. Like, that doesn't cost you anything. Everyone is capable of giving good service, of being friendly, and it sounds like that wasn't the case there. Rob wrote a review in July of 2019. Rob gave it a 1 out of 5 and said, don't ever take your family here. If anyone gives this a good review, it just shows a lot about you as a person. I took my grandchildren here, and this is the most disgusting thing I've ever seen. It's like the projects crammed into a roach motel. Door broken, smoke detectors falling off. The building is totally shot, and not to mention, I had roaches in my room. I left right away without getting a refund because I don't have time to point out the obvious to worthless staff. They don't care what happens at this hotel. Weed smoking, I'm guessing drug dealing, they say dry dealing, and total filth. Their stay was in July of 2019. Yeah, that's terrible, Rob. It's so much going on there, especially with the drugs. For me, that would be awful. I'm very sensitive to smells. I'm not a fan of the weed smoke, so I know that would like choke me for sure. So, long story short, Rob's saying, don't ever take your family here. I love the name of his. I love the name of his review. It's right to the point. Valerie MV wrote a review in July of 2019. Valerie's from Jackson, New Jersey. She has 7 contributions, by the way, so this is not her first rodeo. Valerie gave it a 1 out of 5. She said that no service, no TV, no towels, no linens. Do not stay here. So just like that one positive review talking about no TV, it sounds like Valerie had an issue with it, whereas the positive reviewer didn't. In all my years of travel and all hotels I've been to, this was by far the absolute worst experience ever. Arrival equals dirty towels in the bathroom, blood-stained blanket. We immediately asked for replacements and were initially given 2 bath floor mats and a hand towel. They had nothing else on hand. At 10 p.m. that night, while sleeping, we received 6 towels and a down comforter. We ran out next morning for our early river trip to return to our room to shower for dinner, only to find 0 towels. They took them, no doubt, to give to other guests who probably complained they needed them. Down to the front desk again, and they walked us into the linen room to show they had no more linens to give, but lots of dirty laundry on the ground. A short while later, we received a knock on the door to receive an extra set of sheets. Woke up that night to use the bathroom to see cockroaches scrambling when the lights went on. This story could go on, but it's clear this hotel is about to close. The smells are overbearing throughout. It's a sad and neglected place. Do not expect the service to be understanding. No apologies, no care, no customer service. It's amazing how anyone allows this business to continue. So it looks to me like in the review, she doesn't even mention that there's no television. That would be kind of a bummer. I mean, what are you supposed to do for, at least a portion of your stay? A lot of people, after they do the activities during the day, they come back and they want to, settle in and relax. There's not much they can do without television. I guess, though, it's 2019 in this review. You have internet, so you probably have access to Netflix or Hulu or whatever. IRBMK wrote a review also in July of 2019. Yair said, 1 out of 5, horrible. The health department needs to close this hotel for good. We've stayed numerous times over the years and are used to it not being a 5-star stay, but the location and pool made up for it. All that ended when we were given a room last Saturday that had not been cleaned. The beds were unmade, used towels littered the bathroom, and we were informed they'd try to get us clean sheets. No offer to change rooms, no offer to clean the bathroom, no offer for a refund when we packed up and left. Absolutely unacceptable conditions, as well as no customer service. The hotel has changed management over the years, and we were even understanding a few years ago as they worked to improve the dilapidated conditions, but this was the final straw. We will not be returning and will do whatever we can to keep others from experiencing the same treatment we received. That's awful, Yair. I will say this. You do mention that you understand that this is not a 5-star stay, but the location and the pool made up for it. To be fair, that probably hasn't changed much. The pool might not be in great condition anymore, but it sounds like it's at least serviceable. And obviously the location is the same. So, just be aware that hotels, especially like this, usually get worse over time. They usually don't improve. Not anymore. That's not really how the model of hotels I believe, work anymore, unfortunately. So just be aware that, spend a little extra money, stay somewhere nice with your family. They deserve it. You deserve it. Joseph wrote a review in April of 2019. Joseph G gave it a 1 out of 5 and said, not able to stay there due to a service animal issue with desk. They wanted to ask for paperwork they by law cannot ask for. Also told me I need registration papers and fake plastic ID from a website. Refused to listen to the actual laws put in place by the ADA or put me in direct touch with management. Told my company they said they will never book at this hotel again, nor will I. Phone staff is terrible and could have solved this if trained properly or willing to look at the laws on the ADA. That's very interesting. We saw in another review there was a dog, at least in one of the rooms, and claimed to be a service dog. I wonder if they had the proper registration papers. Even though it sounds like they're not necessarily allowed to ask for those papers, probably because it has so much revealing legal information. Also, just a note here, Joseph traveled on business. I'm assuming that it's a service dog. I don't know why else. I mean, if you're traveling on business, you wouldn't want to bring your dog unless it's a service dog. So I guess that makes sense. Richard MB2433RF wrote a review in February of 2019. Richard is from Holbrook, New York. He gave it a 1 out of 5 and said, do not use this hotel. Was told the day before room could be ready at 1. It wasn't even ready at 2:30. After getting in room at 3, it had no towels and floor was never vacuumed. Day 2, returned to room at 4:30 and had to ask to have it cleaned. Beds made, garbage thrown out, towels off floor, etc. The maids then said it wasn't done yet and they leave at 5. A known homeless person was hanging out by pool and then later by bar. They said she was harmless. The cleaning woman used room 127 to hang out in and talk to each other how they hate this place while the sheets and towels are washed across the hall. The restaurant had no dough to make pizza. You can't make this up. Blow dryer was turned on for about a minute and went on fire. Do yourself a favor and stay away. So a lot going on here. First of all, if I'm at a hotel, the last thing I want is some homeless person to be using the same facilities, right? It's not hygienic. You're paying for a level of security, and so that's never okay. Whether I'm sure they're harmless. They're homeless. There's no evidence of them being violent, but regardless, it's just not secure. Secondly, the restaurant had no dough to make pizza. They're a pizzeria. They're an Italian restaurant. What were they even able to make then? And then lastly, the blow dryer getting set on fire. That's insane. That's awful. It's a good thing you're okay, Richard. That's awful. UCC Man 39 wrote a review in February of 2019. UCC is from Lakewood, New Jersey. They have 163 contributions. That's incredible. Nice job. They gave it a 1 out of 5 and said, better off sleeping in your car. Other than the fact that there was no hot water, the door lock fell out, the walls had holes in them, and the service was awful, what else could you want in a hotel? Highly recommend you give a good rating for this hotel to people you want to lose as friends. Love the sarcasm, love the snarkiness. Clearly, UCC had a terrible stay there. Lynn F. wrote a review in January of 2019. Lynn gave it 1 out of 5 and said, disgusting. Don't stay here. We recently stayed here for a bluegrass festival. This place is gross. Dirty, plugged drains, no heat, breakfast was uneatable. Who can mess up scrambled eggs? 1 12-cup pot coffee for a sold-out hotel. Ridiculous. Management had the audacity to say they added extra staff, and we should be made mindful of that. Also, that we should leave $6 a day for housekeeping we never got. Disgusting. Yeah, I'm not gonna tip housekeeping if they never actually did that. That would be terrible. And I would think the fact that they added extra staff would make it better, would make everything better, but clearly it didn't. So I don't know what their excuse is, Lynn. That just sounds like they're just trying to make up excuses. Claire wrote a review in December, of 2018. So we're now in 2018. Claire gave it a 1 out of 5, and she said, disgusting. We went there with our family. This is not a family place. We didn't feel safe at all. Not nice for kids. We did complain, but the front desk said they can't really control the people who comes in this place, and they couldn't stop them from smoking weed either, which, by the way, made all the hallways smell disgusting. And we even saw 2 nasty insects in the room walking on the wall in our last night there. This was our first time in Pennsylvania. We didn't know the area. Next time we will definitely do more research, specifically because we have kids. Yeah, like I said earlier, I don't like the smell of weed, so that would be terrible. To say you can't control that's a cop out. You know, you're able to set the laws in the hotel. You're able to make sure that people who don't want to smell that don't have to. So that's a cop out. Hopefully, yeah, I like how you're seeing the bright side of this. You know now specifically to do more research. You know that area, so if you go back, hopefully you're able to stay at a nice hotel. Claire stayed there with her family in November of 2018. Aaron wrote a review in November of 2018. Aaron gave it a 1 out of 5 and said, worst hotel ever. My stay at this hotel is terrible, and it has left me traumatized. First of all, the room is poor quality, and the bed was as hard as the stones in my backyard. There was a lot of loud noises in the evening and in the nighttime. I could not sleep the whole stay. The room smells really bad, and I noticed blood on the wall and on the sheets as well. I contacted the manager and the staff, and they did not believe that it was blood, but tomato ketchup or anything else besides that. I swear I think somebody has gotten murdered there. Oh shit. I left the hotel right away. I'm going to send Gordon Ramsay to this hotel so he can figure out what the heck is going on there. I would not recommend this hotel. So Aaron thinks someone was murdered in this hotel. That is terrifying. I wonder if that's possible. Oh, geez. 3 charged in murder outside Quality in Stroudsburg from the Pocono Record. Because it did used to be called the Quality Inn. Oh, geez. When was this? This was in 2009. Just hours after a man was found murdered in Stroudsburg hotel parking lot, the accused killer's girlfriend and mother used the victim's stolen credit card to buy items in a Lackawanna County store. Oh my goodness. So this murder didn't take place in the hotel, though, to be fair. It sounds like it happened in the parking lot of this hotel. But could it be related? I don't know. I don't know if that's true, but regardless, we now know a little bit more about the hotel. That's scary. I like that hat, though. I don't know if you know what logo that is on the hat. Someone let me know. I like that hat. It's interesting. Jeez, that's terrible, though. I hope that wasn't blood, Aaron. I really do. Mark M. wrote a review in November of 2018. Mark gave it a 1 out of 5, and he said, awful. Don't stay. Run. Our room was on the 2nd floor. We stepped in the hallway, and we were met by 2 55-gallon trash cans collecting water from the leaking ceiling. Like we saw, I'm sorry to take a break from this. Like we saw in the photos, it looks like there is definitely some water leakage issues because the ceiling tiles had, water damage to them. Ceiling tiles were missing down the hall. The door to our room did not feel very secure. The floor was dirty and had confetti on it. Well, I mean, at least someone's, partying in there. The floor in the bathroom was dirty, and the toilet felt like you were going to fall through the first floor, and the bathtub was dirty as well. The ceiling tiles in the room were brown from water stains. On a positive note, the staff was friendly and didn't give us a hard time when we told them we weren't staying. They didn't charge us anything. See, that is really nice. I mean, it's awful. It sounds like you had a terrible experience there, but I like how Mark mentioned the silver lining of it, right? The staff was very understanding. They didn't even charge them for it. No harm, no foul. Hopefully Mark was able to travel. Mark traveled as a couple, so I hope Mark and his significant other were able to instead stay somewhere nice and enjoy the Poconos. I also like how Mark, gave it a 1 for value, 1 for rooms, but did give it a 4 out of 5 for service. Right? Being very honest, the service was nice to Mark. That's nice. That silver lining is always good. J. Renke 2018 wrote a review in October of 2018. J. Renke is from Altamonte Springs, Florida. J. Renke gave it a 1 out of 5 and said, "Stink, stink, stunk." Room was really old and dirty. The chair was worn, bathroom very old. The pool area was really okay, but later in the day, the pool water became cloudy. We checked out after the first night and checked into the Hampton. We went to eat breakfast, and there was nothing to eat and no place to sit. So I'm curious. Said that we checked out after the first night and checked into the Hampton, then we went to eat breakfast. I'm assuming... Are you talking about at the Hampton? This isn't a place to post a review for the Hampton Inn. Very interesting. I'm not sure. What Jay Reneke is talking about there. So Jay Reneke wrote the review in October of 2018, but they stayed there in May of 2018, so it took them quite a while. Sterling K wrote a review in August of 2018. Sterling gave it a 1 out of 5, and he said, "Pass if this is for a family vacation," so not good for families apparently. "This place is badly in need of a renovation. Offered a free breakfast on the booking site. There was none. Rooms were outdated, dirty, and falling apart. Pool area was overrun by a loud group that was drinking from glass bottles in the pool, with children swimming all around them." See, that's dangerous with the glass around the pool, especially if it's a clear glass, but regardless, it's still dangerous. Restaurant was okay, so it sounds like at one point they had pizza dough. Slow service and average food. Checkout morning, there was trash piled up in the pool area. It's a real shame. Place has huge potential, but its best days are long in the past. I really do hope they do something with this property. I love the images of the property. I hope that maybe they can make it into a nice hotel, or maybe turn it into apartments. I would hate for the location to be demolished, because like Sterling says, there's so much potential with this hotel. Sterling traveled with family, and they stayed there in that same month. I'm going to give it a helpful. I like that one. Yeah. Twenty Jones 18 wrote a review in July of 2018. 20 Jones is from New York City and has 8 contributions. That's quite a bit. Jones also posted some photos. We'll take a look at those afterwards. Jones gave it a 1 out of 5 and said, "Worst hotel ever. Never again will I set foot there." I don't know where to begin with this inn. It was dirty. More than half of the amenities they list were not operational, with signs indicating that the fitness center and sauna were not operational until further notice. The smell was something between mold, old cigarettes, and what I can only presume as body odors. Ugh. The duvets were severely stained that you wonder if they ever make it to a washing machine. The staff were apathetic. The pool was subpar. The nightlife was not family friendly, with the bar event lasting until 2 a.m. and the sounds of partying going on in the pool area well past 3 a.m. despite 10 p.m. quiet hours. Jones traveled with family, and their room tip is to go to a different hotel. Well said, Jones. So let's take a look at the photos that Jones posted. So here's a picture of what looks to be the dresser. You can see a huge scuff mark. It's not on the rails correctly. This has seen better days. You can also see some of like the dirt and dust on the top. That's really gross. Looks like part of the duvet cover has a huge stain on it. I wonder if that's chlorine. Just the discoloration makes me wonder if that's chlorine. It's still gross regardless. And here's another picture of the dresser. Yeah, that is one gross looking dresser. Oof. Okay. Swiftana 88 wrote a review in June of 2018. Anna gave it a 1 out of 5 and said, "Filthy hotel. Terrible hotel. I've known this hotel for more than 15 years as a Quality Inn." That's what it used to be called. "I remember how the bar worked near the pool, and you could order food from the restaurant. On Saturdays, music played in the restaurant, or there was a disco, billiards, sauna. Breakfast was in the restaurant with a great selection of food. Delicious. We spent time wonderfully and cheerfully. Price per day corresponded to the service and facilities. But every year we noticed that the service in this hotel worsening, which was confirmed by the drop in the rating down on the visitor's review. Agree. Our last stop at Quality Inn, which changed its name to the Pocono Plaza Inn June 15, 2018, just upset everyone. First, the bathrooms are not cleaned properly. Hair, unwashed mirrors, and the splatters of toothpaste. Dirty faucets. Second, in the morning, coming to the coffee maker, it was discovered that it is not cleaned. It is not known for how long because the coffee bags in it were with green mold. Ugh. Friends in the next room had the same thing. After going down for breakfast and having coffee, we had to pass into some sort of utility room by passing several black bags of rubbish and unsanitary near where the breakfast was served. Horror. Sorry, pigsty. Left without coffee and food. When on the front desk we complained about the rooms and the coffee maker, they apologized to us and said that if we said before that we would have brought another coffee maker. And I can be sure that outside the door with another did not pour out the same mold. No motel holds themselves below this. The Pocono Plaza Inn is not worth money. The price of Holiday Inn level and similar. If only the owner takes care of improving the update and the quality of his business. I'm ashamed that I had to write about this about our beloved former hotel. And to put at the moment, the assessment below is poor. I love this review. Anna mentions that the memories that they have as a family, and that's what I like to think of when I look at the pictures. I like to think of what it must have been like in its heyday. The restaurant probably has delicious smells coming from it. People from all over going to it. There's live music. People are playing around the pool. I love that. I love thinking about when it was in its prime. And clearly it's seen better days. Garbage everywhere. Just terrible. It really is. I'm going to mark this as helpful, though. Hadassah R wrote a review in June of 2018. Hadassah gave it a 1 out of 5 and said, "Had to look for another place nearby. If you'd like to have a hospitality experience, accommodation plus customer service, made not in USA. Book it through internet third party Expedia Hotwire Book It when sold as hot deal. When things are not going smooth, do not engage the local authorities. It is helpless. They also sell this motel online under a different name, Roadway Inn. I hope to get money back from third party, Hotwire. So clearly Hadassah is trying to get their money back. I hope you get it back, Hadassah, from what it sounds like. You were not treated very well. But you got to be careful of those deals on those third party sites for sure. It's interesting, and I'll have to look into this. Hadassah mentions that it's sometimes called the Roadway Inn. I'll take a look at that before our next episode as we explore the Pocono Plaza Inn. I'll explain that more in our next episode. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you all next time.